Welcome back to Canada.
Thank you so much.
Are you excited to be back?
I am very excited. I had a meet and greet earlier with some of my fans, and every time I come back here, there's such a positive energy.
Oh, I love it.
The shows are always so much fun. Like, me and my band always have such amazing memories. I sat talking to a fan, and they were like, I came to your first show. I was like, oh, the Mod Club. I was like, I even know what I was wearing. I was wearing this like silver sequin dress, and it was a tiny little room, but the energy was so amazing that I remember even recently seeing videos from that show and being like, it just felt like so energetic and so exciting. And I promised then that I would be back anytime that they would have me back. And so I kept coming back. So I feel very, very good about tonight. And it's the first time that I get to bring kind of a bigger show. I now have dancers and BVs because we have a bit of a bigger stage, so we get to actually fill it up with other people. So I'm very excited about it.
I love your energy, your smile.
I am. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I can feel it. You really are excited.
Yeah.
And it really shows when I was watching your videos last night of your performances, live performance. You have this presence. Your storytelling. There's this brightness about you when you're on stage. And you just get your fans like that. Like, how much do you love being up there?
I love it so much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when I'm in the studio and I'm writing songs, a lot of people imagine what their music videos are going to be like or whatever. My thing is what it's going to look like on tour, what it's going to sound like when I'm on stage, what it's going to be like when I'm at a festival. And I think that just kind of, I'm literally doing everything I've ever dreamt of doing. So when I don't get to do it, I get really upset. So yeah, I'm having a really great time.
Does that mean you're living your dream right now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's way better than I dreamt it.
Let's talk about that. This year has been spectacular for you.
Yeah, it's been.
Have you had
really
a chance
special
to absorb all of that?
You know what? It comes in waves. Sometimes life is going so fast, I feel like I'm strapped to a rocket and it's just kind of taking off and I have no idea what's going on. But it's, I try to live in the moment as much as I can, but it's more so when I do something and then I look back and I'm like, wow, I got to do that and that was so amazing and this was so exciting that I got to do, and I have so many incredible memories from the things that I get to do with my job that I'm so grateful for that I'm just very, very lucky.
And Memories, New Rules, when that became this massive hit, when you create that kind of music, did you know it was going to explode? Did you have a sense of that? This is such a great song.
I always felt very, very passionately about that song, and I knew I wanted it to be the first single after I released the album. But you can never prepare yourself for what happened to that song. It kind of took a complete life of its own.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was what I wanted to happen, but I never really saw it happening in that way, or I never even expected it. And I'm really grateful for the response. I'm grateful for the video because that's so close to my heart and something that I was really involved in, and it just felt so good. And shooting the video went so smoothly, and sometimes I kind of believe when things run smoothly that they will kind of carry on that way, and it just had that effect with that song.
And that video, is that your actual friends that are in that video with you?
No, but we did get to spend a lot of time together. We spent about 2 days rehearsing and kind of running through all like the camera blocks, that we just got to hang out, and we just, even on our breaks while filming the video, we got to hang out together. So we created like a really, really nice bond. And
New friends.
It was, it was just a lovely, lovely atmosphere.
So do you do that after a breakup? Do you hang out with your girls and kind of talk about it and get
Absolutely.
through it? Is that really?
They're the people that will probably talk me out of anything crazy. And whenever I need them, they're there.
Yeah.
And that's the same for me with them,
Yeah.
We're always I have like a small group of best friends which are back home in London, and one of our really close friends has moved to LA to do acting. But whenever we have like a group chat, so whenever anything happens, they're like the friends that you can just be filter free and you can just talk about your deepest feelings, and they're just always there to kind of guide you in the right direction. They want what's best for you, and that was really what I wanted to portray with the video, is the people that you go to whenever you can't take your own advice. You're so good at giving advice, you're terrible at taking your own, but it's your friends that really kind of pull through for you.
And you can see that in your music. You have this empowerment for women and men, everyone around you. And when you're dealing with heartbreak, the way you have a sense of getting through it is, do you find there's that vulnerability that you have that you haven't really resonated in your music?
I think in the album as a whole, I'm never afraid to be vulnerable. I'm really okay with opening up and talking about my feelings, like in songs like Genesis or No Goodbyes or Homesick, and thinking about you. It's just kind of really allowing myself to be really bare and really in the moment, and letting people really see that it's okay to sometimes feel really upset and it's okay to cry. But through a lot of the kind of more poppier songs, it's always that kind of thing that, yeah, things are tough, but things are always going to get better, and there's no point on crying over spilt milk, because there's always going to, you know, and your friends are always going to be there when nobody else will.
Very good point.
And that's kind of, that's how I feel personally, and that's what I think what I've wanted during this whole kind of process of this album is to show people who I am as an artist, but also as a person, and really just be really honest about everything. And I think because people have been able to relate to that they also do that with their friends, it's also a big part as to why like the music has done so well. And I'm really, really grateful to have people that feel the same way, because for a lot of the part when I was in the writing process, they allowed me to not be afraid of my own thoughts, because I saw that other people felt the same. So it worked.
Do you enjoy being open with your fans?
I do. I do find it scary, though.
Yeah.
I find it scary, especially because music and art and, you know, everything should be subjective. So to a certain extent, I would kind of want people to listen to a song and make up, you know, whatever they feel the song means to them. Whereas when your life is also so much in the public eye, then people also are like, oh, well, this song's about this person or this song's about this person, and not every single time is it correct.
Right.
But people make up their own kind of opinions about maybe other people in your life. And sometimes that can be a tricky thing, but it's, I guess, a small price to pay to kind of allow people to have their own opinion and be free with their thoughts and, you know, hopefully get something good out of it, and not just a bit of gossip.
I like that.
You know,
Yeah.
you want music to just make people feel really good, and you want them to not necessarily take a song that means something to you, but to be able to take it and have it be special for them.
If you were to write something right now with your life, this moment, here in Toronto, let's say, what would it start off with? What would be the first line in your song?
Oh my God, that's like putting me on the spot. But without having to think, it's just like my face hurts so much from smiling.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
literally like how it would probably start. Like, I am so grateful for everything. And this whole album, although it's kind of slowly coming to like an end for this album, because I'm finishing up my tour towards the end of September, it feels really good and healthy, and it makes me really happy that I get to tour this album at least 3 times in one place. And the places it's taken me to, and the friends it's made me along the way, and it's been an amazing ride. So
I read this brilliant article too about the LGBTQ community and how you really speak to them, and your confidence and your unapologetic way of talking. Is that important to you, be able to be connecting with all of them?
Absolutely. I feel like I will use my platform for anything that I believe in, and for people that feel like they need a voice, I will always be there for them, to help them in whatever way I can, to show support, and just do my part into making sure that everybody feels equal, everyone feels welcomed, and everyone feels like they belong in a community of which they, of course, should feel like they do.
Now, the summer song for everybody, especially in Canada, is your anthem, One Kiss with Calvin Harris.
Thank you so much.
It is the song right now. You hear it everywhere on the radio, every station. It is such a great song. When you do a collaboration like that with Calvin Harris, how does that work? Were you in the studio a few times with him? How does the merge happen?
He basically messaged me on Twitter, and he was like, hey, are you touring anytime around the US? Would you like to go to the studio and work on something together? And I was like, this is amazing, because in so many interviews, when people would ask me who was someone that I would love to work with, I'd say Calvin Harris. And so I was really excited that I kind of got the chance to, and I found a day before my show at the Palladium in LA. And I went down to the studio, and he had this song which he started writing with Jesse Reyes, and I was like, okay, why don't we like kind of go in, and we started rewriting it, and he was so open to my ideas, and we just had like a really kind of good vibe, and he just allowed me to be myself. And if there was something that I felt strongly about and I wanted to change, he would be very open to it. And I think for a big part when I began, like I found it really easy writing in a room on my own with just a producer. And then when I started working with co-writers, sometimes I felt like because they had done it for longer that maybe I should allow them to kind of just, you know, I would kind of chip in little ideas, but I never ended up getting a good song if I wasn't the one who was, you know, being really honest and just talking and kind of writing down my thoughts and kind of taking the lead. And so I was really grateful that he kind of gave me the opportunity to just, you know, be myself and open up and, for us to try and get the best out of what was already a great song.
What does your parents think?
What do my parents think? Well, my parents, my dad being in music, my parents have always been really supportive of it. But I think there was definitely a certain point in my life where I was like, okay, I want to do music and I'm not going to go to school. And they're like, are you sure that's what you want to do?
Yeah.
And I feel like they definitely asked me that a couple times over dinner, whether that was what I wanted to do. And I really kind of stood my ground. And, you know, we're really, really close as a family. And we're all kind of learning together. They try and come out whenever they can to come and see shows and kind of be by my side whenever I need them or whenever they can. Because I spend more time away than I do in London, which is where they've now moved to kind of be closer. So yeah, it's all really, really fun.
And last question, I understand that you're taking a break after this.
I am. I'm going to take a small break in October for a couple of weeks, where I'm just going to go on holiday for about 2 weeks and not do anything, and then I'm going to come back and finish off my second album.
You are?
Yeah, because I've already started writing it at the beginning of the year, and I kind of look back and I've got quite a lot of it done. And so I just kind of, I feel because I've been touring for so long and I've been putting lots of songs out, and I still have a couple more tricks up my sleeve before this is done, that I feel like I've bought myself some time to just kind of take time to really hone it in and make sure that it's kind of perfect in my eyes before I kind of put it out into the world, because then I know it's just, you get to do this all over again. Aww. And I just want to make sure it's exactly the message that I want to put out.
You're perfect in my eyes. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank
great.
you. I'm really, really excited about it.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for listening to me.